you speak.
Capo went off. Good. It's been off twice, but I missed it because apparently my camera stopped.
You sure do like playing with that capo, don't you?
Hey guys, welcome into part 2 of our recent investigation in Butte, Montana. We visited both the Myra and the Cabbage Patch. Now, the Myra was once a family home. They had a tinker shop downstairs, and upstairs, at one point, a pretty hush-hush brothel. Directly behind the Myra, the only remaining shacks of what became known as the Cabbage Patch. Now, the patch began to spring up around the 1880s, eventually growing to about 250, best thing we could call them, shacks. It was a place for the poorest of the poor, a lot of orphans, widows in there, a lot of criminals, people hiding from the law, a lot of crime happened there, a couple dozen murders, tons of arson and theft. It was a bad place. It was a tough place to live. And by 1940, the structures that made up the patch were, for the most part, torn down. They put up other buildings, an apartment complex, stuff like that. But there are just a few of those that stand now, and they're protected and preserved as part of Butte's history. But those shacks now hold more than just old stories. They seem to be a beacon of sorts for numerous spirits, as I think you're going to see here. Not all of them were super excited to have us invading their space. We're going to start off with us sitting in one of the shacks, and I'm sitting on the edge of one of the beds, my elbow resting on my knee, so my hand kind of sitting there just like this on the end of my knee. And at the time, I'm looking down at my hand, so I can see there's nothing touching me, nothing brushing up against me, and I got touched by something, and I told the guys, something. It was almost fluttery. It felt like a large moth or a butterfly or something, wings almost against, nothing physically touching, but that sensation, it really hard to explain. Unfortunately, my camera wasn't running. I thought it was. It wasn't. But what's interesting, as I turned my camera on, I set it down. I was working to get something out of my bag at the time, and then Addison got touched. Check it out.
That would be a common thing.
Did something touch you?
Here.
Yeah, on my face.
What did it feel like?
It felt like wings, like a bug.
That's exactly what I had.
But it wasn't a bug. I would
Right.
have saw it.
Did it feel like a butterfly wing?
Yeah, like something or like if a fly were to fly in your face.
That's exactly what I had.
And Capo.
Is it when I walked in here?
It was going in the wind.
Let me leave real quick and see.
No.
I'll just leave
It's
it.
really So it's been this one the whole freaking time, and now all of a sudden.
Yeah. So you found the other ball? I got 2 of them in here. Can you set the other one off now? Go back to the first one.
Can you set this one off again?
Do that if we're. What?
Don't sleep.
Sorry. We got Don't Sleep upstairs too.
Yeah, we did.
Follower and a couple of the other things.
Like, what are the odds that we get the same?
It's a good song right there.
That doesn't happen a lot, that you get the same
No,
random
because
word.
It has thousands. It has thousands.
I mean, is that a warning? Are you trying to threaten us with that?
We're not here to hurt you. There you go.
Was it okay? That turned a little bit.
You hear voices, though?
No, I heard the rain falling on something.
I thought I heard voices out there.
Should we be afraid to go to sleep? Are you threatening us? Are we in danger because we're here? We'd like to help if we can. I don't know what we can do. If you could tell us why you're upset, that might help. Phony? No, we're not. I'd love to help.
Yes to all.
Yes to all.
I think we're all phonies.
Can you tell us what happened to the little boy in here?
Jason.
Jason?
What's the name? Was that his name?
We never got a name.
Was Jason the name of the little boy who died in here?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you live somewhere else here in the patch, just not in this building? A lot of these buildings were taken down. Is that why you're upset? Did they take down your home?
Frightened.
Right.
Is anybody shaking? I felt like there was shaking in here.
I thought I was hearing voices outside, but it could just be matrixing.
Behind you.
No, I thought I was out front.
Now, one of the tools that we use this night, similar to the word bank tool that you've been seeing, this, though, uses audio. It generates white noise and then has a sound bank instead of a word bank. And the thought being that spirits can use that white noise and come through on audio and have some kind of a communication. Now, inevitably, you're going to hear some audio garble, but if you actually hear words coming through, maybe not even just one word, sometimes you hear a string of words, then maybe something's trying to communicate. Well, through the night, probably half a dozen times, we got what sounded like Dawn. Now, obviously a short name, it could be mistaken for other things, but we heard it repeatedly, right? We kept hearing Dawn, who was somebody that was with us on the investigation. Now, often what's heard through these things can be a little bit up for interpretation, right? Everybody hears something different from time to time. But when Dawn then started talking and asking questions specifically about, hey, you keep saying my name, where do you know me from? Well, I guess I'll let you be the final judge, but to my ears, this is pretty clear.
So I'll ask again, where do you know me from?
Butte. Did you hear it?
A little bit. A little bit. So where in Butte? Would it be at the Dumas brothel?
Dumas.
Dumas. Did you hear it?
Dumas.
Yep. Dumas.
Dumas. Did you hear it?
Dumas.
Yep.
Oh man.
Whatever that was, it was
But
long.
it was talking. So it said your name like 5 times already.
Okay. Is
It
this
says that it knew you from Butte twice, and then you asked specifically where, and it said the Dumas.
so am I speaking, because Sam could also be Samantha, am I speaking to a male or a female? Female. Female.
I heard that.
Did you work at the brothels?
Do you have a crush on Dawn?
We figured Don maybe was hitting the brothels up in his past life.
Getting a good score now.
Boss.
You know, we were.
On the boss. On the bed. On the bed.
Troy is on the bed.
Is there something here that's mean, that's not nice? Or someone, I guess.
Where's that foreign language again? Emily? Here. Hi, Emily.
Help me. Help me.
Amy?
It said Addison.
Addison was in here earlier, but he's not here right now.
You're right, you still feeling a cold spot?
A little bit.
A little bit.
We had a big time under that table earlier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's like they just hide under the table. Or they're just playing under the table.
So I can put my
Can you
hands
feel
up.
it with your hand?
Yeah. Not as much anymore, but definitely earlier. I was like, my leg's getting really cold, but just the one. I'm gonna put my hand down and feel it.
Now, to finish the night, we headed back into the Myra. Now, most of the group is down in the Madam's room, where we started off part 1. I'll put a link to this, that video up here, if you didn't happen to see that. But we decided we started there, let's finish there. And so most of the group is down there waiting. Now, my daughter Elizabeth is with us on this trip, her first paranormal investigation, and we decided to get her set up with a parabolic microphone, something that you've seen them like at NFL games, right? The parabolic dish with the microphone inside. It can hear very quiet noises, and so we wanted to let her use a piece of technology, and so hooked her up with a parabolic mic. Well, you're getting that set up in the equipment room, and as we finished that up, getting ready to head on out, the REM pod in the hallway started to alarm. Now, this is a tool that it creates a small electromagnetic field around an antenna that's sticking up from a little pod, a little puck. And when that field is disrupted, it sends off a light and an alarm. And some are also able to detect actually changes in ambient temperature as well, and will alarm for that. But this won't go off unless that field, which is very small, it's not large at all, it's very small, so you have to get very close to this thing in order to make it go off. It only goes off if that EM field is broken. And in an empty hallway that we're about to enter, starts to alarm. REM pod's going off.
Way to go.
Okay, we were just talking about that, and it went off. There you go. And it's staying on. Okay, it turned off.
Is it because we're talking about you?
Are you out there in the hall? Could you make that go off again? Could you walk up to it again?
Whatever it is, we've been missing.
Okay. Well, we'll just show y'all for the video's sake. Nobody is, of course, out here right now. This senses when energy gets close to the antenna, essentially. And so this is not going to go off. Look, even with my phone, I'm recording with my phone because my video camera died now. Look how close I am to it. It's not going off. That's how close you have to be. And it'll change color the closer you get. What was it doing when it went off? It was doing that. It was red. So something basically, some sort of energy basically has to be touching it. So it's interesting for sure. set it off again? I was showing how it worked. All right, Elizabeth, you ready? Yeah. Okay. It doesn't go off until you're right on it. Okay, I'm not touching it. It shouldn't be doing that.
It's been doing this all night.
There's no reason for it to go off right now. Is that you touching it? I'm getting shivers, which is usually my indication. Okay, I'm gonna move. Am I in your space? I'm gonna move. I'm gonna be all on top of you. All right.
Sorry, that was me.
Got a nice silhouette of Elizabeth there. She's got the parabolic microphone. I don't think she's using it right now.
No, I just handed it.
It'd be really loud.
Yeah, especially if the thing went off.
All right, well, we're gonna back out, okay? I'm gonna get out of your space. We're gonna go down the hall. If you'd like, come on down the hall with us, okay? Now you gotta walk through the space. So this is with a couple of essentially flashlights going, guys. It's dark.
Where are we going?
To the left, into the curtains. Now, as Elizabeth and I then get into the room, a couple of people said that they thought they heard something moving in the closet. Remember, again, if you saw part 1, we left a cat ball in there. So I investigate, and at least at the time, the thinking was I had debunked the whole thing. We solved it. No ghosties. Until we did another Estes session. We talked about it in part 1. But the Estes method uses one investigator wearing noise-canceling headphones and a blindfold. It cuts them off from everything around them. They can't hear or see anything. And that person is listening to, we talked about it, that white noise with the sound coming through. They're listening to that, trying to hear words come through. Now, they can't hear what we're saying, so any relevant response to something we say or something we ask, I think we said in the last one, if we say, hey, what's your favorite color? And the person wearing the headphones says blue, that carries a little bit of weight, right? Because they couldn't hear us ask the question, and they gave a relevant response. That's what we're doing here. Bobby Joe goes under, and she's got really good ears for these things. She's very good. And we have a pretty remarkable conversation with, it seems, two spirits competing for time. The tone and the conversation, it shifts really quickly. It's back and forth. It was interesting. There's one that's seemingly more calm, more mellow, and has an actual concern. The other, a little bit more cranky, a little bit more rowdy. Yeah, we'll stick with rowdy and cranky. This is at the end of the night, and the battery on my video camera had died. And so I didn't have video of this part, but thankfully I did still have my digital audio recorder, and it was running. So I'm going to play a good chunk of this session for you now, and we'll put up some random photos that I took throughout the night as you listen to this. Check this out.
There's a plastic bag in there, and I heard that move. That's what it was.
What's that?
I hear it, yeah.
Okay, and now a personal experience, like the fluttering on the hand, right? Something that even if the video camera was running, I don't know that I'd necessarily have proof for. But it's a shame the video wasn't running to give us a shot at this, because, well, I saw something. Now, one of the women who was with us was talking about how she kept thinking. Now, one of the women who was with us was talking about how she kept thinking that she was seeing something moving, seeing some shadows in the mirror, which is against the far wall, looking out towards all of us in the room. And she's kind of sitting in the corner, angled across, so she could see the mirror out of the corner of her eye. It wasn't more than a few seconds after she said that I saw it. It's burned into my brain. I mean, thinking about it now, I can see it. I mean, I literally pivoted. I turned to the side and took a step back with one foot because I thought there was a person there. I thought somebody was walking in between myself and I thought. I thought it was a person moving. It was a solid shape, dark black, full body, torso, head. I might have almost discounted it though as some sort of trick of my eye, if not for the fact that that woman sitting in the corner that we talked about, facing me, well, she corroborated it. She saw it too. Now, there's maybe a future video talking about shadow people, what they are. It's a whole thing. There's no sort of consensus even about that. Plenty of theories, but well, I'm pretty sure now I've seen one. Now, remember, we were told to leave. We're still kind of hanging out in the room, sort of debriefing Bobby Joe. You know, we said this, and then this is what you said. And then just we're sort of unwinding. There's a nervous energy that happens when you do this, and so when you stop the investigation basically and take a breath, it sort of all spills out sometimes, and so that's what's going on. And well, when. Well, as I mentioned that, oh, by the way, we were told to leave, so maybe we should get out. That sort of realization hit me. No sooner than I say that, that motion-activated cat ball, which has been sitting in the armoire in the closet this whole time, not doing anything. We're in this room for, 20, 25 minutes. It goes off, it flashes on, and well, you can hear our reaction. So, the Cabbage Patch, the Myra, once again, Butte, Montana, has delivered. I'm convinced that the Butte, Anaconda, Deer Lodge area, among the most haunted in the country. If you're like Elizabeth and you're looking for a first paranormal experience, or if you're somebody like me who's just looking to experience it more, try to understand it more, I could make a couple suggestions for potential stops in and around Butte, Montana. The Myra, the Patch, they're both absolutely haunted.
Pay attention.
She's ignoring.
So there's a cat wall. So what do you think in here?
It's that plastic bag.
The plastic bag. That shouldn't have set that off. I'm going to try again here, but maybe it did. It vibrated. Okay. We can debunk that.
Yeah, those plastic bags in there straight like
They're
we're
rustling?
moving. Yeah.
Huh. I'm going to put this back. I apologize for dropping something out. Well, there's water right here. I wonder if it's
Leaking?
dripping right here. So this could have dripped down onto a plastic bag and made a.
Possibly.
There's a drip up here.
Okay.
There it is, right there.
Is the roof leaking then? Has to be.
Where's the water?
Yeah, where would the water be coming
I don't know. It's in the seam right here.
There's nothing on the ceiling.
But I did just hear something over here. Oh, there's water right here too.
Why is
Yeah,
there
there's water all in the
over
seam.
that? Oh, there's a hole right on the top. Okay, yeah, there's a big hole up there dripping. I just seen it drip.
That's
All right, we solved that.
Can you tell us where we're at?
Butte.
Butte?
Wet.
It did rain outside. Can you tell us what room we're in?
Or the armoire is wet. Are you concerned about that?
REM pod's going off.
Hall.
Are you in the hall? Or is somebody else in the hall?
Yes. They.
They're in the hall? How many?
Move it.
Do you want us to move the REM pod somewhere?
Yep.
Where would you like us to move it?
Annoying.
Would you like us to go move it? I'll go move it right now.
Okay. Wet.
Yes?
Okay, two's going off when.
Mm-hmm. I want to understand, so did you want me to go move it right now?
Real soon.
Real soon? Do you not like the light? Or is it the noise?
Hell no.
No.
In the wood.
So the water's in the wood.
Yeah.
We got two conversations going on here.
Are we talking to two people?
More money.
More money?
Said money and then more money.
Are you wanting us to leave money?
Sure. Yep.
What do we get if we leave money?
Ass.
No way.
How much money?
Dad.
Give us a number. Footsteps are gone.
One.
$1?
Just one.
$1?
Please sit down.
Dad, you
I'm the only one standing up. Okay.
There's a chair behind her.
There's a chair where?
Dad.
Here,
Said Dad, sit down.
Dad? Okay.
Sit down on the floor.
I'm gonna sit down on the floor. Is that better?
Looking for kisses.
Oh, no thank you.
Cane.
Look what's hanging up on the thing. There's canes on it.
Oh, yeah.
Calm down.
Sorry I got excited.
Waterloo.
Are you using the
No, I didn't know what to do.
use it, then you can maybe hear like whispers and stuff.
I'm worried it's gonna be really loud and or freaking me out.
She all right?
Me?
I think she's okay.
Are you asking about me?
Is it okay that she's here?
Naturally.
All right.
Okay.
Noisy. Real.
Real noisy.
Are you talking about the machine in the hallway again? With the red light in the hall?
The one.
That one? Okay. Are you wanting us to move it now?
That one.
That one in the hallway, yeah. Do you want us to move it?
Can I touch Bobby Joe and tell her she's done?
Yeah, I can do it. We're gonna stop now. Is there any last thing you want us to hear?
Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah.
Dawn.
He's in a different room. Is there something you want us to tell Dawn? Gotta hurry. We're about to stop. Is there one last message?
Are we?
We are. We're about to stop. Do you have one last message?
Leave.
Leave? Okay.
Okay, and now a personal experience, like the fluttering on the hand, right? Something that even if the video camera was running, I don't know that I'd necessarily have proof for, but it's a shame the video wasn't running to give us a shot at this because, well, I saw something. Now, one of the women who was with us was talking about how she kept thinking that she was seeing something moving, seeing some shadows in the mirror, which is against the far wall, looking out towards all of us in the room. And she's kind of sitting in the corner, angled across, so she could see the mirror out of the corner of her eye. It wasn't more than a few seconds after she said that I saw Whip.
For sure feels like a different vibe than earlier.
Oh, this is much better than when we were
Yeah.
in here. It seriously was just horribly ornery.
Maybe it's because
Almost intimidating.
One red there.
I think it's maybe because my dad's in here. Yeah, maybe because there's men in
There's
here
men
now.
in here, yeah.
I figured out the water situation.
That was...
We'll make sure we tell somebody about that.
Alright, I just caught like a corner of my eye, like a shadow.
You too? I totally just saw it.
Over here,
Uh-huh.
kind of, sorry Elizabeth, but behind you.
Uh-huh.
Coming, like I thought someone was about to walk between us. That's why I turned, I thought somebody was there and I was going to move out of the way. Tall, like here, lights going on, like tall, like 6 foot. There's a shadow right
She
there.
saw it, she saw it.
Did you see it?
Yeah, because it was more almost, yeah, it was like right there and it went from left to right.
Yeah, I saw it, like right here, like peripheral.
And it wasn't like full on, but it was like
Really dark.
movement, dark, and it was, and that's where I keep seeing stuff in the mirror. Is
Sorry Elizabeth, but it was right by you.
yeah, it's like always like right there.
That was a 6 foot tall shadow.
It's burned into my brain. I mean, thinking about it now, I can see it. I mean, I literally pivoted. I turned to the side and took a step back. I thought it was a person moving. It was a solid shape, dark black, full body, torso, head. I might have almost discounted it though as some sort of trick of my eye, if not for the fact that that woman sitting in the corner that we talked about, facing me, well, she corroborated it. She saw it too. Now, there's maybe a future video talking about shadow people, what they are. It's a whole thing. There's no sort of consensus even about that. Plenty of theories, but well, I'm pretty sure now I've seen one. Now, remember, we were told to leave. We're still kind of hanging out in the room, sort of debriefing Bobby Joe. You know, we said this, and then this is what you said. And then just we're sort of unwinding. There's a nervous energy that happens when you do this. And so when you stop the stop the investigation, basically, and take a breath, it sort of all spills out sometimes. And so that's what's going on. Well, as I mentioned that oh, by the way, we were told to leave, so maybe we should get out. That sort of realization hit me. No sooner than I say that, that motion-activated cat ball, which has been sitting in the armoire in the closet this whole time, not doing anything. We're in this room for, 20, 25 minutes. It goes off, it flashes on, well, you can hear our reaction.
All right. Well, it did say to leave. Are we
Oh,
done?
yeah.
Didn't you
So
say
we
leave?
had instructions to leave?
Did you say leave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did have a leave.
And that's right
Not
before the
on
end. I was
leave,
like,
but okay, we're out of here.
All right.
Good night. Have a good night.
yes, I told you.
We're leaving.
Sorry, we were lingering. I apologize.
Have a good night. Thank you so much.
So, the Cabbage Patch, the Myra, once again, Butte, Montana, has delivered. I'm convinced that the Butte Anaconda Deer Lodge area, among the most haunted in the country. If you're like Elizabeth and you're looking for a first paranormal experience, or if you're somebody like me who's just looking to experience it more, try to understand it more, I could make a couple suggestions for potential stops in and around Butte, Montana. The Myra, the Patch, they're both absolutely haunted.